Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to Patreon, $3 a month. I don't know why it's so hard for me to change that. I've done it, for the previous route, and then I had to unchange it. But anyways, on the last Let's Play, we went looking for something that will help us get out of this place. But Raven found the thing that it was able to read, missing Masetta child, and then it burst into flames. Because, otherworldly stuff. And then we looked for some more things, couldn't find anything else. Carl was acting a bit weird. We went to sleep, had a nightmare, and yelled in our dreams, at which point Jenna thought Carl was doing something and attacked Carl, and it's, shadow thing. Probably the same kind of shadow thing that was behind William in, Cliff's room? Hey, so, reset face. It's been a long day. And continue. I turn back to Carl, who has his arms around his head, face still buried in the ground. After a while, I see his shoulders heaving with sobs. Gently, I pull one of his arms back, and he looks up at me. This time, I recognize his face. Okay, that would have been a good scene change. I sit next to Carl on the bed, mopping up his face with his bloody button-up shirt. He sits there silently, looking at his hands while I work. At least nothing's broken. Hey, it's him from, that other route. Dude, what happened? I'm not sure if he's talking about what happened with Jenna, or just everything. I've been asking that same question since we got here. He looks at his hands again. I felt different. I sit back and look him over, satisfied with having cleaned up most of his face. You're acting different too. Like, I felt like I knew everything. I knew what I was doing. You're acting really confident. You're acting really confident and, assertive. And took the initiative. Not like how you usually are. That would be a very bad way of doing that. I agree, and set his bloody shirt off the side. When I look back at him, he seems so sad and beaten down that I have to hug him. Dude, you're gonna make me start crying again. His voice cracks, but he hugs back anyway. I'm just glad you're back. I felt like I was talking to a stranger. Carl leans against me and sighs. I don't know if I'm glad though. It's like I just came down from a huge high. I rubbed his shoulder for a while before I venture forward with my guess. Was it James? I don't know. Maybe. Carl looks at his hands again, like he's questioning if they're even his. I just felt like I knew what I wanted, and when things didn't go my way, I thought they would get really pissed. And when things didn't go the way I thought they would, I'd get really pissed. Ah, I read that wrong. He's silent for a while. I imaged contemplating what he had just gone through. Jenna isn't really acting like herself either. Carl looks up at that. Yeah, I felt like whatever was in me, whatever it is, really hates what Jenna was doing, for some reason. Jenna is doing. You mean beating you? Carl looks around at the room, scanning it with his dark green eyes. I feel like all of this is some kind of mental fight between James and whatever else is fighting against him. He looks down at his hands. That's why we have to do all of this. He falls back into silence and don't ask any more questions, when to let him rest a bit. There is one nagging thought that comes to my mind though. This is kind of stupid, but what happened back in the mansion? That thing between us? He looks up at me, and I feel my face flush, looking away. I guess I'm wondering if any of that was real. I mean, if it was really you feeling that way. Carl doesn't say anything, so I'm forced to look up at him. When I do, he has a sad sort of smile on his face. Dude, I think that was the only part of me that was real. Yay. Well, that was my hand on the chair. I wasn't letting one rip. Anyways, despite where we are, despite everything that's happening, that somehow makes me incredibly happy. Happy enough to lean forward and kiss him. He kisses back, and while it's barely more than a peck, it was my entire body has my entire body feeling warm. He puts his own arm around me after I pull back, and I rest my head on his shoulder. So were you dating Carl in this route? Because let's see, first route, we weren't really dating anybody, but we tried to go after TJ. Then we were dating Leo, but then we separated and went with Kudzu. And then Jenna's route, we banged Jenna because we like ladies. And now we're going for Carl. I feel like it's gonna try to come back though. I look at him. What, James? Whatever it is, I can already feel it. Like it's on the edge of my mind. Do you think you can fight it? Carl sighs, then looks at me. Should I? What do you mean? I mean, it made me feel amazing. Like I could do anything. Maybe we need that? I frown. I don't know. Not only that, but I feel like I knew what to do. It might save us. I mean, not wrong. He stares back in my eyes. I know, it's not really me, but it'll probably only be for the time that we're here. I look away thinking. Then I'll be back to my old self. He squeezes my shoulder. But it's important to me what you think. We're in this together. Ew. I feel like this is one of them choices that's really gonna change the thing. Whoop. Oh, right. Safety save. Because I think like the choice here is gonna be realistically, if I was doing it, I would choose this one because it might help us, but I'm feeling like he has to fight it, gain confidence in himself kind of thing. No. Whether or not it made Carl feel good, I can't shake a bad feeling it gives me. I rest a hand on his. No. After everything that's happened, I don't trust whatever it is. Carl watched me closely. Seriously, we need to be more careful. Besides, I lean my hand against his shoulder again. We are in this together. We don't need that thing meddling with us to get through it. I feel some tension go out of Carl's muscles, then we wrap each other more tightly into our respective embraces. We sat there for a while, Carl absorbing what I just said. It's clear that whatever is influencing Carl, and probably Jenna, is powerful, and we had to be careful. Whatever he decides, I just pray it's the right decision. I wake up groggily, my head throbbing a bit from laying on the stiff pillow, made of wood. Like the last time I woke up, it takes me a while to realize where I am. And, just like last time, I get the sinking feeling in my stomach. Then I realize where that is. I lay on my side, staring at the wall in front of me, watching shadows dance along the log bumps. It's depressing, though not as much as last time. At some point, I guess I realized there wasn't much I could do. Just go with it and hope something comes of it. At least, there seemed to be a goal in mind, of whatever had control of this. Whatever it was. Suddenly, I feel an arm over my hip, and I stiffen. Carl's breath breathes into the back of my neck. You okay? I feel the soft warmth of Carl's body press up against my back. Are you gonna bang? It's been a long time since I felt someone spoon me. Thinking of Leo, though, only makes my stomach knot up even more. Yeah. Carl picks up on it right away. His broad muscle sneaks over my neck, and soon, he's pressing his cheek against mine. Which might hurt because, hey, what's right next to his cheek? Just saying. I can feel him hesitating as he does it, his movements kind of jerky and awkward. I almost laugh, but I have to remind myself that Carl probably hasn't done this before, at least not since high school. Definitely not with a guy, at least. I mean, I wonder when you'd learn about that stuff with Flynn. Besides that side episode? A hand slides over mine, close to my crotch. He doesn't go lower though, and keeps it pressed against my body. It feels nice, having someone close to me like this. Even though I've given up on trying to understand the situation, I'm still scared about what's happening. I can feel Carl's heart beating hard against my back, and I wonder if he's thinking about the same things. That's when I feel his very hard dick pressing against my ass. I almost laugh again. Here I am, in a haunted ghost cabin, and my childhood friend is grinding up on me. That should be like a picture for that one thing. Actually, maybe I'll be like, hey, you should probably put that in your tweeter or something. Carl feels me tense up and lifts his hand away from my stomach. Sorry, is this not? I roll over abruptly to face him. His green eyes immediately look away from mine, and I see red creeping underneath his thin fur of his ear. I decided to go with the same technique I used last night, and slide up against his soft body before pressing my lips against his. Are we actually gonna bang? It seems to break the ice, and he immediately responds, pressing his tongue against my lips before I open them to let it in. Carl's surprisingly good at tongue kissing, better than Leo was anyway. It glides over my tongue before flicking against my teeth. I never liked flicking against teeth. I'm momentarily worried about how I haven't brushed for the last 2 days, but Carl doesn't seem to mind. He hasn't either, after all. He wraps his hands around my back, sliding one under my body so that he can wrap me up in full embrace. The feeling of being enveloped in Carl's soft and strong warmth makes my heart skip a beat, and pretty soon I'm just as hard as he is. While his hands toy with my tail, I get to work, running my hands under his shirt, sliding them along his firm belly before pressing his shirt up. I mean, this game really hasn't had much in terms of age content besides hey we bang, but yeah. Carl tenses and giggles. Oh, fuck, tickles. I pause and smirk at him. I barely touched you. He gives his stomach a light prod. I give his stomach a light prod, and he curls up a bit before grabbing my wrist. Dude, I think I'm not used to being touched like ha 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 ha. I apply both hands this time, riding them like spiders up his stomach and chest. Dude, no! He twists and writhes under my hands, desperately trying to stifle his giggles, before finally snatching my hands by the wrists. Ooh. I'm reminded how strong he is when he easily rolls me to my back, straddling my hips as he pins my hands above my head. Okay. You asshole. Carl's breathing heavily, letting out a giggle every now and then. But be quiet, Jenna might come up. Sorry, I've just never seen someone get so... I pause as I hear some movement from downstairs, followed by what sounds like Raven's voice. I'm reminded of her situation when I see some flakes of blood around Carl's nose and the big splotches on his shirt. I guess we're being a little loud. Yeah, how's your nose? Carl automatically raises a hand to touch his nose. It hurts a little bit, but I'm okay. That's good. I lay there in silence for a few seconds, feeling the moment is kind of ruined. I again look at the walls, remembering that we should be looking for something instead of messing around like this. What, we shouldn't be banging? What you looking at? Not sure. Hey, we should be finding something, right? My crotch is starting to get a little uncomfortable under the weight of Carl's body. I mean, didn't that ghost ancestor, whatever it was, tell you we needed to find stuff? Carl rubs his nose. Yeah, in the last place we were at least. I guess it should be the same for this place, right? Unless it was what we already burned up. Yeah. Carl sits there quietly, thinking. Well, I think I might try and look downstairs. You wanna stay up here and look around? Okay, but how are we gonna get downstairs? Yeah. I wanna get the other two to start looking too. The threat of Jenna hangs heavily in the air, and the way we're both obviously avoiding it makes it all the heavier. What about your ankle? I flex it around. The twinge is a lot less sharp now, though the stiffness feels even worse. I think I'm okay. Let me try it out. Okay. Carl sits there for a while longer, then seems to suddenly realize that he needs to get off so I can get up. That's what she said. He scrambles off awkwardly as I sit up and swing my legs over the side of the bed. Pressing my foot to the floor, the twinge that runs through my ankle is minuscule. Standing up, I'm able to put some pressure on it before it hurts too much. Problem is that I can't bend the joint at all, leave me with an obvious and lumbering limp. Kind of reminds me of the time, like, years ago, like half a decade ago or more like that. I was doing like one of these like obstacle courses, and the ground was really wet, and I went to jump for a rope, but it was wet and muddy, so instead of jumping, my feet went forward and all of me fell backwards, and I hit my head hard on the ground. Not concussed, but then like afterwards it was like, oh, I can't turn my neck, and I couldn't turn it for the entire week for some reason. It's like weird when for some reason you just get hit and all of your muscles are like, yeah, we're not doing anything for like a week. I think I'm okay. Can you get down the stairs at least? I warmed to the concern of Carl's voice. That moment. It's weird. That's a weird way of saying it. Though I don't really want him and Jenna anywhere near each other, especially after what she might have heard just now. I want to test it out a bit more. I turn my head to look back at Carl and still see a worried look on his face. I'll call you if I need any help, okay? Carl purses his lips. Alright. I trip down the stairs. The trip down the stairs is ponderous and awkward. I'm probably loud too, because when I reach the bottom, I find both Raven and Jenna already staring at me. Hey. Jen doesn't say anything, continuing to watch me. We stare at each other awkwardly for a bit, before she finally moves her head to look down at my leg. How's your leg? Oh, it's alright. A bit stiff, though. I grasp at the opportunity to talk about anything other than what we're obviously avoiding. I think I should be able to walk normally, maybe in a few days. Hopefully in a few days, we'll be out of here so you can do that. Yeah. Jenna is definitely not herself right now. Her eyes are vacant, dull, and it's hard to explain, but they lack the mischievous and compassionate look that I'm used to seeing. Her voice is weird too. It's deeper, more husky, but not like a Raven. We'll be out of here by then. Raven says it with a grin As he leans back in the chair he's sitting in. Yeah, actually, I want to talk to you guys about that. About what? About how to get out of here. And how do we do that? Well, I was thinking that the last time we were able to lock the door, all we had to do was find that letter. Raven blinks at me. So, we find a letter? Or something like that. We just need to find something, I think. We did find something. I look over at Jenna. Huh? I said, we did find something. Carl burned it. No, he didn't. Oh, well, I don't think Carl burned it. He did. I pause. But there's gotta be something else. Or maybe whatever doing this has a way of putting something else here? I mean, yeah, that was the thing, because, like, the one that Carl had burned up, and then Chase got another one where it was being attacked by a smoke monster? We tried the closet. And we haven't tried the door again. The others don't say anything. I don't know, but we can't just sit here, looking around. It's the least we can do. Where is Carl? Jenna's standing up now, looking at the ceiling. Faintly, I hear the clopping of Carl's hooves on the soft wood. He's looking around upstairs. Jenna continues to look up at the ceiling, her face stony. Let's start in this room. Raven stands up and starts walking along the wall, looking up and down the logs, prodding at the space between. Jenna's still looking up at the ceiling, and I worry that she's going to try to go upstairs. Hey Jenna, can you help me look around in the kitchen? Jenna looks back at me. Huh? My ankle still kind of hurts. It'd be nice to be able to learn to lean on someone if I need to walk far, like to the kitchen. Jenna pauses before moving to my side. Man, I can't believe I had sex with her. She stands there stoically, and awkwardly wrap an arm around her shoulders. Thanks. Yeah. We amble slowly to the kitchen. Jenna stops in the middle of the room and waits. I guess I'll start with the cabinets. My voice goes up at the end, like I'm asking a question. Jen doesn't say anything, so I stumble away from her, again awkwardly, before finding support on the wooden pantry. I hesitantly start opening some of the cupboards, feeling a lot less in my idea than I was just a few minutes earlier. Jenna stares out the window. So, are you okay? She finally looks back at me, frowning. I'm fine. Why? You being really distant? Do you need me to stand next to you? No, I mean, you seem like you're not really here, mentally. I'm sorry. I open another pantry door to set a glass of mugs. Is it something to do with Carl? I know that Jenna was going through something similar to what Carl is. I just have no idea what's doing it, or why. Something that wants this to go as unsmoothly as possible, clearly. I don't know. You have a problem with Carl. Wait. I don't have a problem with Carl. I don't know why sometimes I read something and it's completely different. Maybe I got dyslexia. Yay. I mean, what you did yesterday. I just have a problem with the way he acts. He could do a lot if he puts his mind to it. It takes me a moment to realize that she's talking about what happened before all this. So, you attacked him? What? No, that was something else. I turn around and finally see something familiar about Jenna. Some life in her eyes. Maybe all I have to do is talk about stuff before the whole warp to Ghost Dimension. I mean, he tries. He just has problems. Shouldn't a psychology major know that? Jenna looks away from me. I guess, but I'm not a therapist. So what? So, I don't know. No, I mean, shouldn't anyone have sympathy? I have a little more sympathy if he'd actually try and get help. He has, but it's not been that easy. Again, I don't feel like I should be explaining this to someone who has had 4 years of psychology under her belt. I try to get help, but I didn't feel better for years. Jen doesn't say anything. Carl's problems didn't really start until his first year of college. I keep pulling open cupboards, my heart sinking a little more each time there's nothing inside. I mean, yeah, he had problems before, but it's only getting worse for him. Well, it doesn't matter what I think about Carl right now. We're trying to find a way out of here, and screwing around isn't going to help. Jenna says it in such a way that I feel it was supposed to be pointed. There's little doubt now that she's heard us messing around upstairs. I sigh and reach up to pull open the last cabinet. He's not who you think he is. It's so quiet and deep. I'm not sure that's Jenna that said it. I turn around, but she's already on the other side of the room, standing next to the opposite set of pantries. Did you say something? She doesn't respond. I stare at her for a few seconds before slowly turning back around. The fur on the back of my neck prickles at the idea of turning my back to her. Why did these damn ghosts have to be so subtle and cryptic? If that's what it is, of course. Seems like James had no trouble telling Carl about the whole clue-finding crap. Why couldn't they just tell him, or even Jenna right now, instead of creeping me out? The kitchen isn't very big, so I ran out of things to search through pretty quickly. I skipped the area around the window, though, not having forgotten what happened yesterday. Yesterday? I don't know how to keep track of time in this place. I look back over at Jenna, who's still in the same place, staring at the pantry. The thought that maybe I myself could be possessed momentarily passed through my mind. About that. For some reason, I doubt it, even though I'm not sure why. I don't really feel like I'm of interest to whatever it is that's doing this. At least not directly. As I continue to stare, I see something past Jenna, at the base of the stairs. A ram's horn curling out from around the corner to the entrance of the stairs. I stare for a moment. Hey, I'm gonna go upstairs. Jenna's head snaps back sharply to stare at me, and I swear I can hear a neck crack. Just see if he found anything. Well, I'll be back. I awkwardly sidle up the way out of the kitchen towards the stairs, Jenna's face following me the entire way. Once I reach the base of the stairs, I find Carl standing there. He jumps when I come around the corner and stands straight up, one hand rested against the wall. His eyes are red, and the short fur on his face is all messed up. Carl? Are you okay? A whisper, but Carl immediately turns around and starts back up the stairs quietly. I follow him, wondering what it could be. Did he find something horrific? I wouldn't be surprised at all if that were the case. Once you reach the top of the stairs, Carl heads straight for the bedroom. I think it's a good time to save it because, stuff and things. I mean, I guess, if we run into thing, we can just load that one and go back to it, We don't have all the save files in the world, but it do be like that. So anyways, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like me, YouTube and will like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos do help it grow, and please remember to spend New Year and most help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month for this, because it's free, and other games. They're free, but, early access and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how, all that stuff's going to go in the future. Because of George leaving the project. And until next time, I'll say, me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see you.